We're not supposed to be here. Suffering through scarves and hats and boots and gloves. No. We're supposed to be in West Africa with sandals on eating mangoes. That's what we're supposed to be.
I'm black, I'm descended from black people. America's always been trash for us. So this is a new thing. America being trash is a new thing for white people. This isn't new for me. Because my mother's told me my entire life there's going to be some evil white man who's going to become president. He's not going to care about anybody. So this was my boogeyman in the closet. I've been waiting for this man to come. And we were told this as kids, like, this is not, it can get worse. And so I know I'm going to have black children. So they're still going to have the same problems that I probably had, still dealing with police and dealing with discrimination in work and in finances and all of that. So it's better. I'm in a better spot than my mother is. My mother's in a better spot than my grandmother was. So it's gotten better progressively in reference to just having rights. But I've been legal since I was 11. Somebody got to show up. I'm not this whole like bringing a child into the world. Worried about that bullshit. I care. It's still this country. Where else am I supposed to live?
Right.
I can't go back to nowhere. I'm from here. Where else am I supposed to go? I'm not moving to England. It's cold. And they can't cook. So, and I need very close access to Mexican food. And I think England is the farthest from that.
I have no idea.
So I can't, where am I supposed, I can't leave. Where am I supposed to go?
Trump doesn't want to be president, but he doesn't want to quit either because that would make him look bad. So he's out here trying to get dumped.
And then when my friends just talking about like, I can't believe like America is so racist. I was like, where have you been? We've been telling you the entire time it's like this. So, and the joke was like, basically like the Electoral College has given us a color-coded map for racism. Like, oh, you thought Mississippi was real racist? So is Pennsylvania. Thank you, Electoral College. Like they just really let everybody know. It's like, okay, what black people have been telling us the entire time has been true. So this jockeying that people like to do between the North and the South and out here, no, everywhere is racist. Thank you so much.
Where are you from? Atlanta. You're welcome. Like, oh, you must be so glad to be in New York. The South is so racist. The South is so racist. Oh, you mean the part of the South that starts at Canada and ends at Mexico?
Because I grew up in Atlanta. So it's a city that was starting to get, like after the Olympics came, it blew up. And so you'll see like, so being there and seeing a city like start to grow and a bunch of people come and then become very diverse very quickly. And then my mother always made sure that we paid attention to what was going on. I watched a lot of PBS. So my mother made sure that we were aware of things, and she wanted us to make sure that we were very well educated about, you know, about politics, about social things. Like she wanted us to just be well-rounded. And I think it gave me a way to be able to see certain things. And I think because we lived in a lot of different neighborhoods, there were still suburbs, we're just different neighborhoods and different suburbs. And then we moved back to Miami, and then we moved back to Georgia. So I was able to be friends with a lot of different types of people. And I think when you do that, you're able to see people, because it's like I wasn't just friends with this one kind of, I didn't grow up in this one particular neighborhood. My neighborhood growing up where we lived the longest was predominantly Latino and predominantly Mexican. And a lot of my neighbors were illegal. And one day immigration showed up. And 7 vans came through, and there was 10 empty like 4 of the buildings were just, all 4 families were gone. Everybody was gone. And within a month, everything was full up because there's always people coming. But I don't know who called the people on them, because people have these conversations about immigration and all these different things that they talk about. But like, I remember I was talking to someone, they were talking to me about immigration. I was like, do you know anybody who's gotten deported? Like one of my friends got deported that I grew up with. And like my neighbors had illegal Social Security numbers. Like everyone was just trying to make sure they could it was just for work. It was just to get a job. I know when I think of immigrants, I think about my friends, I think about my family. It's not this thing where it's just like, this isn't a problem that affects me. Because it does. Because one of my friends got hemmed up coming back because he's a permanent resident and not a citizen. So whenever they talk about this conversation, it's like, oh, if this happens, my friend can get deported. So I think that's what was able to help me have a different perspective and have, I think, a way of looking at things because I've experienced so many things and lived so many places growing up.
You're not allowed to say you hate New York. Because people will go, what do you mean you hate New York? It's the greatest city on earth. What? And they always do it the same way. They always look slightly off to the side like a cult member. It's the greatest city on earth. What?
Now that the special's out, have you been like hearing from people online, or people tweeting at you about certain jokes or certain things, or people trying to pick fights about like New York, like you were saying?
I had one person say something, and it was the same. I'm from New York, blah, 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 blah. I don't like the South. I'm just like, I was like, I'm not going to respond to you. Because I don't have to. You emailed me. I ain't got to talk to you, lady. I don't even know who you are. So I didn't say nothing back to her. Most of, like, other than 1, 2 things that I have seen, maybe 2 or 3, and then everything else has just been, I really liked it. It was like, I've gotten very positive feedback from it. So, but I have had a lot of people going, you're right, New York does suck. And that is always so exciting. Because
a lot of people that live there?
Yeah, there's people like, yeah, I'm from here, and you're absolutely right. So that's always so fun. Where it's like, I knew it. Thank you for your bravery.
Yeah.
Thank you for your bravery, New Yorker, who messaged me to confirm that New York is trash. Thank you so much. My mother's always been supportive of me being a performer. But, I mean, it's also because, like, my uncle's a professional singer. So, and then my mother did theater and dance and stuff growing up. So it was always, like, entertainment was a viable job in my family. It wasn't something your parents were like, oh, I don't know. My uncles had gold records and all this other stuff. So when you see someone, you're like, oh, well, okay. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. And you know, talented, so that helps.
Who's your uncle?
Oh, Stevie B. We would see a few of his shows, but he traveled so much. And, like, we lived in Georgia, and then he lived in Florida, and then he was in Brazil for a while. And now he's in Vegas.
And I'm fat on Sunday, even God rested. I'm exhausted!
The way you kind of wrap it up with just the quick bye, I loved it. I loved that so much. Is that what you usually do at the show, or where'd that come from?
The way that I started doing the bye is one day I was just at a show, and I was having a good set, and then I was just done. Mm-hmm. So he was just like, oh, thank you for your time, Dulcé Sloan. I just went, bye, and all the comics in the back lost it. So it's so funny. It's something for me. I think it's ridiculous. And just to be done, just go, bye, and then just walk out. I don't know. It's a very silly thing, and it makes me very happy to do it. It's just goofy. I did it one day just as it's like, it was my brain just going, we're done. If no more jokes, just be finished. Because then there's a whole, thank you so much for coming out, bye, and I was done. It was just me, my brain just being, no more jokes. Get off the stage. We're over it. We're done.
Go home.
Go home.